Rodman. We are back for the final show of the Fin Out of Water 2025-2026 season, man. We are here to recap Super Bowl 60. And just go ahead and recap this season in general, lightly here and there, man. But first things first, bro, we did it. We made it through another season. We gained a bunch of subscribers. We did a bunch of numbers. We have new people following the channel. We have old friends who are sticking with us along the way throughout this entire journey, man. So I just want to go ahead and give a round of applause to us and everybody who's been rocking with us. It has been a very long season. It has been an incredible season. At just this, we've learned a lot. We've gotten significantly better as podcasters. We got significantly better as football hosts and just doing the show. And I want to take time to reflect on that because last year, we still didn't know what the hell we were doing with this channel. But this year, especially like the second half and on, I was just like, wow, we really hitting our stride. We really figured this out. And I can't wait for the foreseeable future and what this is ultimately going to be, man. So not too much time to give ourselves our own circle jerk, bro. Let's actually get into the football game. But before that, man, just go ahead and speak say your two P's, man. How'd you feel about the season in general, man?
Listen, Herbie, I mean, overall, man, this was a remarkable football season, honestly. Like, in terms of just the entertainment value, the parody made things really interesting.
Yeah.
Although it kind of came back to bite us in the Super Bowl, but we're going to get into that, right? But for the most part, Herbie, I enjoyed this season. And listen, all the results, outside of the Dolphins, obviously, all the results that I needed to happen happened. The Jets were the Jets. Josh Allen and the Bills crumbled in the playoffs in spectacular fashion, and the New England Patriots, baby, I can't wait to talk about them.
I mean, well, listen. So for today's episode, man, anybody who's going to be watching with us, man, so we're obviously going to go ahead and recap Super Bowl 60. We're going to start with the champions. We're going to start with them because they deserve that respect. They deserve to have their own space that we talk about them, and that is the 2025 NFL champions, aka the Seattle Seahawks. But I'm not going to lie to you. If you are here, you see the thumbnail. The majority of this show is to really give credence and to highlight how bad Drake May was. Like, he was worse than you guys can imagine. Like, the you saw the game. Everybody has eyes. We saw what we saw. It was even worse than that. And then towards the end, we're going to go ahead and I wanted to have a conversation, just a little small conversation in regards to team building. Like, this is a moving target, right? Is it the franchise quarterback? Is it the all-time great talent that you need to get? Or is it the rookie contract and then building around that? Or is it something new that we saw come to fruition this season, which is, can you win with a mid-tier quarterback? Obviously you can. So I want to go ahead and touch on that. And then towards the end of the show, we're going to touch on the James Pearce situation. Unfortunate situation with the rookie potential defense, was supposed to be the defensive player of the year, but we see why he didn't get that award, man. But let's go ahead and start with the game, man. Super Bowl recap, man. Super Bowl 60. Seahawks dismantle Patriots 29-13, and oh god,
talk about a final score that does not do justice to how the game was. It doesn't do justice, man.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't do justice at all.
It doesn't, man. So let's start with the Seahawks side, man, because they obviously deserve the respect. They are the champions. I just want to say this. There are times when we watch football seasons and there's somebody that has to be crowned a champion every single year, right? And you're comfortable with the champion, right? It might not always be the best team, but it's a team that deserved to win. They went through the attrition of going through a football season and they were the last team standing, right? That's how you award champions. That's how we do it. But every now and then, truly the best team also is the team that ends up holding the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year, right? And to me, unequivocally, that was the 2025 Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks on opening day. We didn't know it at the time. It took about 8 weeks for us to really understand what was going on. But on opening day, the Seattle Seahawks were the best team in the NFL. And on the last day of the NFL season, the Seattle Seahawks were the best team in the NFL from start to finish. We're talking about a team that never lost a game by more than double digits. I think in their 3 losses, it was by a combined 9 points. In their 3 losses, they had a 191 point differential for the entire season, which is a franchise record. And I think they had a total of like 95 seconds of trailing. Or some stat, I can't remember, but this was clearly the best team, and the best team deserved to hold up that Lombardi trophy, bro. So, Rob, how do you feel about that?
Herbie, it is often said that lightning does not strike twice in the same spot.
Yeah, right.
But you know, the Seattle Seahawks, man, they managed to do something that you rarely often see, and they did it about a decade apart, maybe a little more. And I got to give them props, Herbie, because this was the sleeping giant that, like you alluded to, was the best team all season long. And you know, our attention, our ire was for other teams, right? We
Yeah,
the Chiefs and the Eagles, who, given their track records and how they played and you know what they've accomplished, we gave them a lot of credence. We stuck hope with the Bills. We stuck hope with the Ravens. We stuck hope in the NFC with the Rams, right? And through it all, Herbie, the ones who came out on top were the Seattle Seahawks, Herbie. And I got to tell you, I know that the general consensus for the game was that it was a terrible game. And objectively speaking, especially for someone who does not watch football, you know, like as deeply as people like me and you, right? Like someone, a
yeah,
casual watcher, you know, anybody who doesn't keep up with football thought that game was boring and terrible. But I'll tell you this, Herbie, if there was one thing in the first half that kept me engaged, besides my tickets being blown by these teams not doing shit on offense, it was how reminiscent Mike McDonald's defense was to the Legion of Boom over a
yeah.
decade ago. Like
Mm-hmm.
Herbie, like I'm watching this game, and first and foremost, man, shout out to John Snyder, who put together the Legion of Boom all those years ago, decided to go with Russell Wilson as his quarterback,
Yep.
had his little period, and for the past what, like 7-8 years, you know, the Seahawks they didn't draft that great, they didn't have much going on, but he had cachet because of his previous, because of his previous accomplishments.
Right.
And then you look now, Herbie, to the team they built and what he was able to do in terms of gathering the perfect coaching staff to go with the right personnel. And Herbie, look at Herbie, the Seattle Seahawks, the Patriots looked overmatched in every aspect of the game, in particular when it came to their defense versus the offense. Herbie, the Patriots offensive line couldn't do anything. They were completely overmatched. And consider that the Seahawks, especially in the second half, only rushed four, right? Their corners were completely erasing the New England receivers. They were ready for everything New England wanted to do. Mike McDonald showed his coaching bones this season, Herbie. And it makes me think back to even when he was on the Ravens and he was the coach of that historic Ravens defense. And it just goes to show you, Herbie, there are some guys, Herbie, that are they're so good at their job. They're so talented at what they do. And Mike McDonald is an excellent play caller, Herbie. Like he was a great play caller all season long. And when you add his coaching ability along with the personnel that they have on that team, with the way guys like Josh Joe played, with the way that guys like Devin Witherspoon, these guys were all over the field, Herbie. Shout out to 925, man. You know what I'm saying?
Outclassed, outcoached, out
It,
toughed,
I
out
mean,
mentally toughed.
it was complete. It was a complete out coaching show. You know what I mean? And then and consider this, Herbie. You look at the Seattle offense, right? Because I'm giving a lot of praise to their defense because their defense to me was the story, Herbie. With
Yeah, 100%, 100% the story. They were the
you
story
know,
the entire year.
you know
They're
what
the
I'm saying?
team. Yeah, they're number one scoring defense and they were top three in scoring offense, like you said. So your top three in scoring offense are 28.5 points a game, right? So go ahead and continue giving love to the offense because the offense deserves love too.
The offense deserves a lot of love, Herbie, and I gotta give it to you, man. Kenneth Walker, man. You want to talk about a guy, especially when you consider the fact that Zach Charbonnet got hurt in the divisional round. So it was really the onus. You know, he had a running mate for most of the season, and the onus was on him, right? Because let's be honest, I'm gonna give Sam Darnold his flowers, Herbie. Today's his day. He's outside of the guys. Listen,
Oh brother,
listen.
oh this
Out of
brother,
all the guys, listen,
don't
Herbie.
give. I can't do
out
this,
of all the
dog.
guys, out of all the guys in this class, for all the loving we gave to Josh
Oh
Allen,
my
for all the
god.
loving we gave to Lamar, even Baker done got some love, man. Darnold, he's the one hosting the ring, Herbie. And
I
here's the funny part.
can't.
Here's the funny part, dog. Despite how he played in the Super Bowl, Herbie, and he was mid. He was mid at
He was
best.
so
He
mid.
was mid
But
at
yeah,
best in
go
the
ahead.
Super
This
Bowl.
I'm trying to keep him inside, Rod. I'm trying my hardest, bro. I'm trying. You
But check
know
this
how I
out,
feel about
though.
Scam Darnold, bro.
Check this out, though,
Bro,
Herbie.
he was a scammer, bro. He was scamming, man. Come on, man. Like, don't. All right, you got it, bro. You got. I can't do it. Not today. You got it, bro. You
You
got
know,
it. You
listen,
got it.
and here's the thing, Herbie. Here's the thing I'll say about Sam before I get to the rest of the offense, Herbie. At the end of the day, he had his moment. Not in the
Yeah, for
Super
sure.
Bowl. The NFC Championship
In
game
the NFC
against the Hall of
Championship
Fame
game,
quarterback head to head, he had his moment. So
he had his moment.
and here's two things I could give him credit for in the Super Bowl, despite how him not playing, him playing, average, even at times below average. He protected the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing that he had done in the previous few games was Sam Darnold made sure he didn't turn it over. And number two, Herbie, he saved the Seattle Seahawks on offense a few times
A
of
few
baiting the rush.
times. A
Like
few times.
he was feeling the pressure. He was escaping guys. He was making the mistake that Drake made a lot. And I don't really blame him in terms of how his offensive line was playing, but even due to him just holding on to the ball too long, was he kept taking sacks. He kept taking sacks. Like Sam Darnold didn't put the Seattle Seahawks in compromised positions because he at least was able to get himself out of bad situations, and he didn't put the ball in harm's way, Herbie. So all he had to do was just not fuck it up, and he did that, right? And you had Kenneth Walker to hold you down. You had A.J. Barner spring open for a touchdown after the Patriots defense, God rest their soul, who played an excellent first. You can only do so much, Herbie, when your offense ain't doing nothing, right? But man, shout out to the Seattle Seahawks organization from top to bottom. Shout out to ownership. Shout out to John Snyder, McDonald, the offense, Clint Kubiak, the defense. Like, shout out to all of them, Herbie, because this was a spectacular performance, bro. And this final score doesn't do it justice. Like, Seattle dominated this game. They dominated this game. Like the Patriots, you look at the final score, Herbie, the yardage totals are almost the same. And if you hadn't watched the game, you wouldn't realize that the Patriots didn't score a point for 3 quarters. At one point, I thought Jason Myers was going to be the MVP.
And
yeah, how the game was going,
And me too.
Shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them too. And I want to leave on this note, right? It all starts with who they decided to hire 2 years ago with Mike McDonald, and we're getting rid of Geno. And we're getting rid of Geno. Here's the thing. The funny thing about it is they wanted to keep Geno. Geno didn't want to be a part of the team anymore. Geno, he didn't want to not play for Pete Carroll, bro. Like, attached at the hip, bro. And it blew up in both of their faces, dog. Egg on everybody's face. The whole 12-pack carton of eggs. 18-pack, Publix. You feel me? Grade A. You feel me? Grass-fed eggs that they had all over their faces, right? But you keep saying to take it to the Patriots, right? Because I don't want to step on what you said. Like you landed the plane in regards to the Seahawks, man. So first things first, man. Round of applause for the Seahawks, man. NFL champion. Now it's time. Now it's time.
You've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for this. I need to reiterate something. The Seahawks deserve to be the NFL champions. The Seahawks were the best team in the NFL the entire season from start to finish. We said that at the beginning of this conversation. However, they looked a lot better than they actually. I don't even want to say that. It's hard to really say what I want to say. The Patriots ain't doing them no favors, right? The Patriots made it really easy for them to dominate. And the reason why the Patriots made it look so easy or made it so easy on the Seahawks, because the Patriots were awful. Like, I cannot put it into words how bad this Patriots offense was in the Super Bowl. And if it was just a one-off, I'd be like, all right, man, it happens, right? Like, it happens. If they look decent at any point in time in this postseason, I would be like, you know what? The Seahawks were just that much better. This wasn't a Seahawks thing. This was an accumulation of a very flawed offense that had no business being in the Super Bowl in the first place, making it to the Super Bowl. They were bad against the Chargers. They were really laughably bad against the freaking Texans. They were an embarrassment to watch against the Broncos. And it finally bit them in the ass when they played another competent team. And the reason why they were so bad is because of their starting quarterback. Drake Maye is making me question if he's actually good at all, bro. Like, Like, only bad quarterbacks are bad 4 games in a row, Rod. Great quarterbacks are not bad 4 times in a row. It's not how it works, dog. It's not how it works. You can't be bad 4 straight games in a row, fam.
Yeah, you got to give me one superstar performance, dog.
Like,
You were second in MVP voting.
You were second in MVP voting, dog. Second. And you missed it by one vote because Sam Monson wanted to freaking have a contrived argument for Justin Herbert for being a Justin Herbert. Like, there's a chance that Drake May has the MVP. Thank God he doesn't have the MVP. And I was somebody to this day who was saying that he deserved the MVP because it's a regular season award, and I think he had the best season for a quarterback. If you combine everything, if you combine the situation that he overcame, if you combine the fact that a lot of the times where you had his stats compared to Matthew Stafford, it was just passing. They never talked about the rushing and anything like that. It was never the total package. Like from what that award is supposed to be, Drake May, in my opinion, was the MVP. Thank God he didn't win it, though. That would have looked ridiculous.
It would have looked so bad. It would have been such a bad look for the NFL.
It would have been such a bad look for the NFL if your league MVP did that in the Super Bowl on the world's biggest stage. Rodney.
And you know what, Herbie? And I just want to get this point in before I forget. The thing about this Super Bowl too, Herbie, because I was talking with a coworker, and they were talking about like, man, this Super Bowl is so bad because it was a blowout. But I said, you know what makes it worse? At least last year, you had the mystique of the Chiefs. So when the Eagles were beating that ass, it was just like, oh shit, we're watching a train wreck, but it wasn't what we were expecting. You were expecting a much closer game. This was just like this. This was 2 teams that were on a big stage that this was their moment to shine, and clearly the Patriots were not ready, bro.
But this is the part this is why I'm so mad. This is literally the reason why I wanted to even have this whole episode and really highlight this point. The point that really makes this loss on the Patriots even worse is because they just had to be bad. If they were just bad, it was a game. If they were bad, they had a game. They were historically bad on offense. And what really pissed me off about what what Drake May and that offense did is you ruined a historic game from your defense. Bronny, it was 6-0 at halftime. The defense was playing unbelievable. It was 12-0 in the fourth quarter. They were only giving up field goals. Like,
you can only hold it down so long.
Look at this. This is the play-by-play every scoring drive, bro. Field goal, punt, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt. That was the first quarter. Here's the second quarter. Patriots punt, Seahawks field goal, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt, Patriots punt, field goal. End of the half. Going into the third quarter, you get the ball back. Patriots start the game. Punt. Seahawks field goal. Patriots punt. Seahawks punt. Patriots punt. Seahawks punt. The last punt before the third quarter with the Seahawks, it was a 3-play drive for 6 yards. The defense was incredible for the Patriots. And Drake May blew it. Drake May blew it. Milton Williams had the game of his life, and Drake May said, fuck that. Christian Gonzalez had the game of his life, and Drake May said, fuck you, bruh. Carlton Davis had a Carlton Davis Tampa Bay level performance in the Super Bowl. Drake May said, I don't care.
Disgusting.
Mike Vrabel called a brilliant game. He had a phenomenal game plan on defense. And Drake May said, watch this. That is what pisses me off. I hate when a QB is so bad that he ruins an all-time performance. We've seen it with Alex Smith in that NFC Championship game against the Giants, where that defense, that 49ers defense, held the Giants, Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis. That defense played their hearts out, and they just needed one play, just one, and your quarterback couldn't do it. Those are the games that drive me crazy to watch, because a lot of people in history, they're going to see that score 29-13, and if you didn't watch the game, you're going to think, and again, the Seahawks dominated the game. That's not the argument. But what's going to get lost in history is that people are not going to remember that the Patriots had every opportunity to make it a game. The Seahawks were not blowing them out. The Seahawks were equally as bad on offense. They just were not atrocious. The Patriots were atrocious. Drake Maye was atrocious. These are the company that Drake Maye is keeping, bro. According to Steven Ruiz, worst playoff runs for QBs who started at least 3 games in a single postseason since the year 2000. Number 11 was Joe Burrow, the year they went to the Super Bowl. Number 10 was Rich Gannon. Number 9 was Jimmy Garoppolo. Number 10 was Tom Brady in 2001, his first postseason.
Right.
Now, this is the company he's keeping. This is the top 7. You should never be keeping company with Trent Dilfer, with Rex Grossman. With 2015, I got benched for Paxton Lynch or whatever his name for Brock Osweiler, Peyton Manning. Old man Peyton. That's who I'm sharing company with. Rex Grossman and Kerry Collins, and number 1 on that list with a negative 29.2 EPA, the worst in history, is Drake Maye. You were worse than Peyton Manning in that 2015 playoff run.
Damn.
Like,
they play with a legendary defense too.
Drake Maye in the playoff. The only person to have a worse playoff game than Drake Maye, not playoff game, Super Bowl game, than Drake Maye was Kerry Collins. Kerry Collins in 2001 when they got obliterated by that incredible 2000 Ravens defense. Lost 34-7. In that game, Kerry Collins threw 4 interceptions. By EPA, Drake Maye was almost as bad as he was. Like, he was historically bad. Like, if he was bad, the game is tied going into halftime. If he was just bad. If he was atrocious, it's 6-3 going into halftime. He had to be arguably the worst quarterback in the history of the Super Bowl for the game to get the game that they got yesterday. And it wasn't because of the Seahawks defense. There were plays to be made.
You know what, Herbie? That's one of the stark things about this game is that, yes, you know, the O-line getting crushed gets a lot of credit, but when you actually look at some of the film of that game, Herbie, this dude was missing wide open guys, bro. He had open guys where he had time in the pocket, and he didn't make the throw.
This is going to go back to the Houston Texans game. It reminded me of what I said when we had the episode after the Houston Texans game, and then I made this point, and I said it was 2 different points. One, when you watch Drake Maye his rookie year, I said Drake Maye is the golden retriever of quarterbacks, right? Like, he's earnest, he means well, he's lovable, you want to just squeeze his cheeks and give him a good old pat like a good boy that he is. However, there are times, just like having with a golden retriever, if you've ever been around a golden retriever, they're just fucking stupid. They're dumb dogs. They just go blank. He plays that way, where he just goes blank. You saw the worst version of Drake Maye. You saw rookie season Drake Maye, where Drake Maye just has no concept of ball security. That's who you got his entire rookie career. Like, he would just have great moments and then do something stupid. You thought he cleaned it up this season, and he did. We're talking about somebody who was the most efficient quarterback in the NFL. We're talking about somebody who had a historic completion percentage in the NFL. We're talking about somebody who led the league in explosive play rate. We're talking about somebody who lifted up a very subpar and mediocre supporting cast. And then the playoffs start, and the worst version of Drake Maye became fully realized. He stopped being accurate, and he got back to the guy, that golden retriever, that you can say Drake Maye 1,000 times. You can say, dog, do you understand ball security? Yeah, of course. Drake, do you understand ball security? I got you, coach. Drake, I'm going to ask you again. Do you understand ball security? Of course. Like a golden retriever. Just give you a smile. And then the game happens. And then you realize, no, they don't understand ball security because he had 8 turnovers this playoff. He averaged 2 turnovers a game.
Dude, that Derek Hall strip sack was it. That was it, bro.
Like,
that was a nail in the coffin.
Going back to the Houston Texans game, this is the second point. When he got strip sacked and he had no reaction to it, And I mentioned that on the podcast that we did. It bothered me. Like, they won the game, so people don't really, when people don't pay attention to things or excuse things when you win a game, so it gets swept under a rug. But it bothered me how he had no reaction to just giving up the ball. And that let me know that he's a person that does truly not understand the gravity of ball security. You don't throw an arm punt when you're only down 10 points in the fourth quarter into triple coverage if you understand ball security, dog. You don't do that.
No.
You don't see somebody coming right at you and then you throw it at their face, bro. Like, and then it gets a pick/fumble that gets returned back to the house. You don't do stupid shit like that if you truly value ball security. Drake Maye does not value ball security. Drake Maye, good quarterbacks are not on these lists. This is the worst Super Bowl performance history. Kerry Collins number 1, Drake Maye number 2, Rich Gannon against the Buccaneers because John Gruden knew all their plays, and Rex Grossman and Jared Goff, which we know Jared Goff is one of the biggest frauds in the history of football. That is the company that he's keeping. These are only bad quarterbacks, bro. Only bad quarterbacks did what he does. He looked like somebody that had no business being in the NFL this postseason, dog.
You know what?
They struggled getting a yard, bro. A yard multiple times this postseason, dog. A yard, dog.
That shit crazy, man. Yeah, that shit crazy, bro.
Like, really struggled with getting 1 yard at multiple points. Like, this whole punt, 3 and out, I could go to every single game that they played this postseason, and I would get the same play-by-play with a different team. Patriots against the Broncos, 3 plays, punt. 4 plays, punt. Patriots against the Houston Texans, 3 plays, punt. 5 plays, punt. Patriots against the Chargers, 2 plays, punt. 3 plays, punt. Like, as much and as great, as much as I want to give credit to the Seahawks, and they deserve it, because, again, it takes a team to force this out of you. You saw how they beat the dog shit out of Will Campbell. T-Rex Willie, dog, as they like to call him, bro. Like, it's not all on Drake Maye, right? Right? Will Campbell had a NFL record, gave up 14 pressures in one game. This never happened before by a left tackle.
He had 14.
Gave up 14 pressures.
Oh. No.
I don't know who was worse at their job this past Sunday, Drake Maye or Will Campbell. And these are your cornerstones. This is your third and your fourth overall picks in consecutive drafts. And they were terrible. They were the worst. They had historically bad games at the same time. Like,
oh, man. I love it.
I truly hate when a quarterback is so bad that the defense loses faith in him. There was a replay when you saw Milton Williams after Drake Maye just threw one of the arm punt picks, the second pick, I think. And he just like, bro, what are you doing? When your defense does that, your defense doesn't believe in you anymore. They would never do that to Tom Brady. It could be down 100-10. They're never doing that to Tom Brady. Right. They're not doing that to Josh Allen. They're not doing that to Patrick Mahomes. Hell, the Cowboys defense wouldn't do that to Dak Prescott. Because those guys would never ever lose their faith.
Right.
They went against Drake Maye all pro season in practice. They seen it. They was like, yo, this nigga looking kind of ass, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Like, this game just confirmed what they probably were thinking for the past month. Like, is he really him? Like, is this guy that could really bring it home? Again, if it was just this game, I would not be having this conversation.
It's the whole run.
It's the whole run. Never in history have we had a quarterback that is great be bad for 4 straight games to the degree that he was bad. Rodney, he got sacked 21 times. NFL record for a postseason.
Even more than Burrow, who had the record.
Even more than Burrow.
Who got sacked 9 times in a game, by the way.
Yes, yes. Like the other games, the other 4 games, he got sacked 10 times. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times in one game. That's it. That's how you got to 19. This was not that. He got sacked 6 times in the Super Bowl. He got sacked 5 times against the Texans. He got sacked, I think, 3 or 4 times against the Chargers. Like the worst version of Drake Maye, everything came to a head in the worst possible time. And the worst possible time was for 4 straight weeks. Taking bad sacks, not seeing the field, being inaccurate, holding on to the ball too long. One of the sacks, you hear it on the freaking on the broadcast. You hear Chris Quallenworth said, "I don't know why he didn't throw to the guy that said wide open in the flat. He just took a sack." Chris Collinsworth was flabbergasted, bruh.
That big QB play, man.
Like, I just if we could because I don't want to just be ranting for the next hour about this, but I'm really passionate because I saw how hard those dudes on that defense played. They deserve better, dog. They deserve so much better than what Drake Maye has given them for the past 4 weeks. This is some of the best. Like Christian Gonzalez made one of the greatest plays I've ever seen a cornerback make. He went stride for stride with Rashid, the speed guy, the 4-3 guy, stride for stride with him, and literally jumped in the air like a gazelle and stopped the freaking play. That's what the defense was doing. And Drake Maye was out here fucking playing like Yosemite Sam, dog. Like a Looney Tunes character, bro. Doing goofy shit. Dog, he lucky I'm not on that team, bro. After that arm punt, I would have put my helmet on and said, man, yo, they would have had to hold me back. I would have went to go fight this nigga, Rod. I would have went to go fight Drake Maye in the middle of the field, bro.
Herbie, I gotta tell you, man, you speaking like I'm sure Patriots fans feel the same way you do, boy. You got that passion in your soul right now.
Dog, and again, did I bet on the Patriots? Yes, but I'm telling you, it ain't got shit to do with this, bro. Like I done lost my money on niggas. Niggas stay losing me money, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with that, dog. Right. Like it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, bro. Like I seen it, bro. I seen it in the defense eyes, bro. It breaks my heart when that side of the ball gives everything they got and their offense is just ass, bro. Just straight ass, straight basuda.
I ain't gonna hold you. The defense, especially for the first 3 quarters, they played like their whole families were held for ransom.
Bro, you could make the argument they played better than the Seahawks on defense, and nobody's gonna give them that kind of credit. Yeah. They held the number 3 offense in the NFL to 6.5 points, and the only reason why the Seahawks got 6 points is because the Patriots were so bad that the Seahawks got good field position, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had 1 30-yard run and a 29-yard run on one drive, and they stopped them in the red zone. It was 3 points. I for sure thought the Seahawks were going to score on that drive, bro, when Kenneth Walker got off. No, defense stepped up, and the Patriots and Drake Maye couldn't do a goddamn thing, bro. Bro, Rod, it was 12-0 in the 4th quarter, dog.
Of a Super Bowl.
Bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was entertained, especially once I got that feeling that the Patriots were not gonna make this a game. I put my money on the Pats, Herbie, not because I wanted them to win, not even because I was entirely sure they were gonna win. I felt like Seattle was gonna win, but I put money on the Patriots, Herbie, just in case Seattle lost. Because I didn't want to bet on Seattle, and then some unforeseen bullshit happens. And so, Herbie, I've never been so happy to lose money in my life.
Oh, my God.
To watch the New England Patriots, Herbie, wet the bed the way that they did offensively. Because the defense, Herbie, especially Christian Gonzalez, Milton, like these guys played so well, man.
They played so well.
They made play after play. Christian Gonzalez alone could have been the MVP if the Patriots had stole that game. Just how well he was playing.
It drives me crazy, dog. But we could go ahead and leave then, dog. My heart is racing, bro. My blood pressure through the roof, dog. Talk about these bum ass niggas, man. All right, discussion. discussion. Oops. Where the heck this thing at? Actually, it was supposed to be so whatever. Don't worry about that. Let me fix this right here. But discussion point, man. I wanted to go ahead and talk about the NFL and roster construction, right? What is the right way to do this now, Rod? We've seen it. We need the best player in the world. Way to do it with the Chiefs winning 3 Super Bowls. We seen it, the rookie contract with Russell Wilson and all the other rookie contract guys. And now we're doing it with the mid-tier guy, bro. Is there any right way to do this, bro?
Well, listen, Herbie. The way I look at it these days, I think what gives you probably the best chance is to get a stud rookie quarterback. You have him on that contract, and then you just you build well around him. Me personally, despite what we just witnessed, because Herbie, here's the thing: outside of Darnold joining the Seahawks teams, how many examples do we have of the journeyman joining a team? We always knew it was possible because of the way football is as a sport.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Regardless of how people always try to make things about the quarterback and star players, there's 53 guys on the roster, 22 starters that are playing in a game. So at the end of the day, you need a lot of guys to do their part. And for Seattle, they had everybody was exceptional at doing their part, with the exception of maybe the quarterback, but he was able to do just enough. And he kept them out of harm's way. So we've seen it work this year. I don't know how often we would ever see this work. I still believe that, if you get yourself a stud rookie quarterback, you have a lot more money to play with. You have a lot more room to work with in terms of building a team and signing players that you need. So I would still go with that traditional route. But as we were seeing, Herbie, I mean, when you have the right combination of head coach, the right combination of personnel and a GM, a lot of things can go your way.
Okay, so the reason why I want to bring this conversation up is because this is going to be the conversation for the whole offseason, right? It was either get a franchise, like a real franchise, and we're talking like top 5, or rookie contract guy, and then build around that rookie contract guy. Because once you have to pay somebody, you need them to be an elite quarterback to pick up the slack, right? And then Sam Darnold came and threw a wrench into all of that. And the funny thing about Sam Darnold is none of this happens if J.J. McCarthy doesn't get hurt in training camp. Sam Darnold was the backup, was J.J. McCarthy's backup. Now, may he have gotten in last year with the fight with the Vikings? Maybe. I doubt it, unless J.J. McCarthy was just like so atrocious that they had to put Sam Darnold in. But there's a universe where none of this happens.
Yep.
If J.J. McCarthy doesn't break his foot or whatever it was, none of this happens. I think people forget that they didn't sign Sam Darnold to be their starter. He was just a backup.
Who played exceptionally well, and that's why they let him go too.
That's why and a lot of people like I see Shannon Sharp and a lot of people doing the revisionist history crap. Oh, you should. Oh, y'all look stupid for letting him go.
No, they don't.
Drafted him. They drafted J.J. McCarthy 12th overall. Like, there was no way they were gonna, like, they had to keep him. You can't draft somebody that high and not start him. You're paying him $12 million a year or like $8 million a year. You have to figure it out what he is. Right. So I don't blame them. They knew, like, they were so happy Sam Darnold melted down because it gave them an out.
Right.
Because they knew that they could not keep Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy because it was always going to be J.J. McCarthy. But Sam Darnold threw a wrench into everything because I think people are going to learn the wrong lessons from this, right? Like, they're going to be like, we could get a mid-tier $30 million QB and build around him, and we could possibly win a championship. The problem with that, Rod, is this is the mid-tier QBs. These are the guys making from 33 to, I say, about $45 million a year. I have Baker Mayfield at 33, Sam Darnold at 33, Geno Smith at 37. I got Matt Stafford at 40, and obviously that's different because Matt Stafford's a lot older and he's on a much previous contract. I have Patrick Mahomes at 45 because Patrick Mahomes signed a 10-year contract like 5 years ago, so he's a fucking bargain. And then you got Kirk Cousins at 45 and Deshaun Watson at 46. Now you got Kyler Murray at 46, and you got Jalen Hurts at 51. Who in the NFL is going to fit that role of a 33 to $40 million quarterback? Sam Darnold might be the only really good mid-tier QB that we have.
Pretty much.
Baker at his best, yes. Okay, now you have two good mid-tier QBs. Geno Smith is not a good mid-tier QB. And then you have the below mid-tier QBs that could potentially be paid like mid-tier QBs. You want to give Justin Fields $30 million? No. You want to give Russell Williams $30 million to be a mid-tier QB? Hell no.
No.
Potentially Bryce Young. Bryce Young, they're gonna pick up the option. Are you gonna give Bryce Young $35 million? And you can't actually, I'll take that back. Bryce Young's gonna get $55 million because they have to give him an extension. So he's not even gonna be qualified for mid-tier QB play. Well, Anthony Richardson, Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett, Jarrett Stidham. Like, who is going to qualify as a mid-tier QB? We have a lot of bad QBs in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold is a mid-tier QB in pay only, but he's better than a mid-tier QB. He's a starting caliber quarterback. So he's undervalued now. So I think you're right. I think it still is rookie contract and build out the rest of the roster. Because that's what the Chicago Bears did. They changed their entire team in one offseason, right? And
you have the ability to do that with a rookie contract, right?
Yeah, and you saw the good side of that with the Chicago Bears, and then you saw the bad side of that with the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins had the money, and they spent it on a bunch of old, broken players, and it was a disaster. But I think you're still right, because who can you get at $33 to $35 million? You could either get Sam Darnold or you could get Geno Smith. Nigga, that's Two-Face, dog. That's Jekyll and Hyde. Flip that coin, bro. What side of that coin you gonna get? You gonna get the burnt side or the good side? Like, so it is. I just know that's gonna be the conversation. They're gonna say, hey, you could get a middle QB. You could win with a Daniel Jones. And I'm just like, bro, look at the names that I just mentioned. These are the people making $50 million plus. Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Trevor Lawrence, like Jordan Love. Like, there is no middle. There's no middle QB. There's only two good middle QBs: Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. That's it.
Everybody else is either too good or overpaid. One or the other. Crazy.
So, like, you got Dak Prescott making $60 million a year right now, dog. Like, there is no middle. Like, there is no middle. And we're going to have a draft where one quarterback is going to go in the first round. And that quarterback, if he came out in the 2023 draft or the 2024 draft, he'd probably be a second rounder, or he'd go at the bottom of the first round. Mm-hmm. If he came out in last year's draft, he'd probably go second. He wouldn't be above Cam Ward. And that's who's going first. And there's nobody else. Like, we have a QB problem. This is a once in a lifetime.
After Mendoza, because I don't think Moore is entering the draft.
Moore's not coming. Dante Moore, because he knows the Jets have the second overall pick, and he's not going. These guys, like, they make so much money. It's not worth it.
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson is terrible. Like, Garrett Nussmeier, terrible. Caleb Nugget, terrible.
Carson Beck,
terrible. Like, so we're gonna get another round of bad quarterbacks, bro. There is no middle. I hope people don't try to do this. Like, they tried to do it with Daniel Jones last year, man. Daniel Jones was tricking y'all, man. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Like, don't fall for it. Like, try to get you an all-time great, top 5 elite or just do it with the Ricky. Like I came to argue the mid-tier side, bro. I can't do it when I started reading the names. I started looking at the list. Like I was like, oh my god, this is terrible.
You can't argue for Geno. Huh?
I can't. Bro, if the two arguments is Sam Darnold and Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield, then you don't have an argument. Like you can't even try to make one. I can't even try to make one. Like none of these dudes are going to qualify for mid-tier. Like none of these dudes, man. Like Kyler Murray ain't no mid-tier quarterback.
Right.
Geno Smith is not a mid-tier quarterback. Geno Smith is overpaid.
Clearly. Clearly.
Sam Darnold might be underpaid and Baker Mayfield is properly paid. You can make the argument that Baker Mayfield is the only true mid-tier quarterback in the whole NFL, bro. Yeah. This. We got a quarterback problem, man. Ooh, it's about to get real spooky. Oh boy. Oh, bro. When when Lamar, Josh Allen, and Pat start to fall off, we are cooked, Rod. We're in trouble. It's good. Oh, Rod, it's gonna be real bad. Oh my god.
We need some of these young boys to impress Herbie.
Nah, for real, man. All right, last topic of the day, man. Let's unfortunately have to do the serious crap, man. And James Pearce Jr. like
dumbass, just dumbass. Like Red Foreman used to say, dumbass. That's how Herbie. That's how these football players have me feeling. Football athletes, especially the young boys, got my black ass feeling like Red Foreman from that '70s show. Yeah, dumbass.
Man. You hate to hear a story like this. Like you hate to see a video of a giant black dude have to be restrained by 7 police officers to the point where one of the police officers on the scene said he's lucky to be alive, meaning, hey, he was such a threat, we might have had to put his black ass down. Like, we as black men, we understand the struggles of dealing with cops and how it can really go south in a heartbeat. And we don't highlight or don't give enough credence to the cops that do show restraint in that situation. Because if somebody, if that group, and I don't know if they knew who he was or not at the time, but 7 men should not have to restrain you. 7 cops should not have to restrain you. And a lot of times 7 cops are scared and nervous because you are a giant black man. They feel that they have to put you down. Man said literally, he's lucky to be alive. I had it on my hip. Is basically what he said. If you read in between the lines, like I had that thing ready to go. Right. And you did this over a bitch. No disrespect to the Queen Rakia Jackson, dog, but I'm talking like how niggas talk. You did this over a female.
And Herbie, and Herbie, you know what makes me more sad about it? When you consider the fact that just a few days prior, this man was at the NFL Awards and his mother went up on stage and she talked about how she was proud of the man that he became. And this is how you reward your mother's words, Herbie, by driving your Lambo into your ex's car, by trying to run over a police officer, by going on an epically wild police chase, by forcing a gang of officers to have to restrain you and hold you down. And most of all, Herbie, not to be insensitive, and I should have said this on the front end, God bless Rakia Jackson.
100%.
God bless the Queen, Herbie, because who the hell knows how much, like, she has probably been protecting this dude from day one. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
This incident is not an incident where this is the first time this happened. There were already character concerns about James Pearce coming out, Herbie. Mm-hmm. He fell to 26 in the draft. We've seen how talented he was this season, but he fell as far as he did because of character concerns, Herbie. Former teammates, former coaches, current teammates. They say, yo, this dude, he got some screws loose. He ain't right in the head. But it's like, Herbie, it gets to a point where it's like you can't publicly crash out like this, bro.
Nah, for sure. And listen, it's always going to be a James Pearce Jr. There's always going to be a version of this, right? Like this sport produces that, right? Like Neil Brennan has one of my favorite jokes of all time. And if you don't know who Neil Brennan is, he was one of the co-writers and pretty much co-creators of the Chappelle Show with Dave Chappelle. And he has a stand-up where he says, "Yeah, football make is it induces crazy people, right? It's like, yeah, I just hit my wife. Oops, I forgot to turn the football off, right? Like, this is the sport that produces this. But in fairness, for as many people that are in the NFL, this ain't how it is in the 80s, the 70s, and the 90s. You don't really hear that many domestic disputes anymore, bro. These dudes are learning, right? Like, I don't want James Pearce to sully what has been an overall, like, if you go by the percentage of domestic disputes by professional athletes in NFL is actually lower than the nation average. Like, these dudes are really, really high character dudes. Like, we're producing good men in the NFL. But because talent supersedes everything to a lot of people, especially desperate owners, like what's the owner of the Falcons? I can't remember his name.
Arthur Blank.
Like Arthur Blank, who sees his mortality, stare him in the window. He's like, "Fuck it, let's waste a draft. Let's go get that quarterback that had 17 injuries, right? Maybe he could change everything. Red flag. Let's go get this guy out of Tennessee who's clearly a top 10 pick, but nobody wants to touch him. Let's trade a first round pick to go get that guy. That guy rewarded you for 17 weeks by being a really good player. That guy rewarded you by doing something that has not been done for the Atlanta Falcons in the past decade, which is give the Atlanta Falcons a serious pass rush. I haven't seen the Atlanta Falcons have a real pass rush since Jonathan Abraham. Like, it's been that long.
That's how long it's been, right? That's how it feels.
That's how it feels. Like, that's how it feels. They had that 1 year with that guy. I can't remember his name, the light-skinned dude from LSU or whatever school, or Clemson. He was from Clemson. I can't remember his name, but that 1 year where he was good. Other than that, the Falcons, they had a pass rush in 10 years. James Pearce immediately came over and changed all of that with his talent.
Right.
But you got him at 26 for a reason. They have literal quotes of people saying, "Bro, this is the most craziest person I've ever been around, bro." Former teammates.
Dangerous, man. They called for a grown man to call another grown to say with his chest, "Oh, that nigga dangerous." Like, that's not a common thing.
That's not a common thing. Again, other football players like this. This shows you, like, if football players are like, "Yo, he's something. He's off." They're all off. If you are more off than what other football players are like. If you go past their threshold, you are really off the Richter scale, dog. You are so far off the Richter scale. And to see your mugshot, to see multiple mugshots, to see your bond hearing picture on the internet, and then you did it to Rakia Jackson, who is in the WNBA, who is not only in the WNBA, is one of the most beloved players in the WNBA, who has a huge social media following in her own right and is very popular with black women in the black community. You didn't just do it. And black men. We love Rakia Jackson.
You're baddie, man.
So, listen. You're going to have some dudes who be like, "Oh, I'm praying for bruh." You're going to have those idiots like that project their own selves onto people like him because they know they're abusers in their own lives. So they want to, they identify with the abuser. I had one dude saying, "Man, I'm praying for bruh." I had to comment. I'm like, "Bro, you saying that like he's not the one, like he's the victim,
right?" Like he's not the one who instigated this and was doing all this foolery, bro.
But I say that to say this. Even like you say, even the men were like, "Oh, hell no, nah, bro. You did that to who? You did that to Rakia Jackson? Oh, no, we ain't going for none of that, bro." So there's a lot of pissed off people because of this, and they're pissed off for a bunch of reasons. We're pissed off because it's another situation of somebody that could potentially throw away a talent that is unique, that is once in a lifetime, life-changing talent that could give you everything you want in this world. And another person who is in the long line of making niggas look bad. So, I
Shout out
hopefully,
to Ryan Turner Lion, man. The Pats do suck, man. Fuck
man,
the
they
Patriots,
the people who hate the Patriots, they definitely found this stream, dog. Listen, listen. I wish y'all missed the roast session, man. Y'all should have been here a little bit earlier, man. We gave them the business, man. We gave the
man.
Patriots
Did
the
not.
business, man. So look out for that video later this week. But yeah, man, I you have anything more to add, Brian? I ain't mean to suck up all the oxygen, bro.
No, man. Listen, Herbie. The only thing I have left to add, Herbie, is that you know what? Situations like these irk me a lot because I don't think a lot of these young guys, a lot of these NFL players realize the opportunity they have sometimes. And I think back to when I was a younger man. And listen, I was also a 22, a 21, a 23-year-old. So listen, I did some dumb things. I did some
Yeah,
dumb
for
shit
sure.
as a young man. But Herbie,
Absolutely.
I was always responsible enough, nigga, dude. I was working at a grocery store, and I was responsible enough not to do things that would jeopardize that,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And
For
and
sure.
you would hope a guy who's playing the game that he supposedly loves, that's making a ton of money, would just have better discernment. I'm not saying that you can't feel some type of way. I'm not saying that you can't have a disagreement with your girl. Things are gonna happen, but dude, you're
Yeah,
literally going
we
full
all,
GTA.
every single man has had a situation where you legitimately black out, right? That doesn't mean you get physical. That doesn't mean
Yeah,
that doesn't mean you get in a car and you drive your Lambo head on into the other person. That doesn't mean
ridiculous,
that don't mean you try to kill a police officer with your car. Like, if
dude.
you get that mad for that long, like these are not split decisions. This was a long time to be in that state of anger. A long time. That is truly why so many people around him like, oh no, that yeah, he's off. He's off.
Bro,
So
people said Herbie that he had multiple occasions. There were multiple occasions of him allegedly assaulting people in the locker rooms in high school. Like this man was a regular offender fighting people. Everybody fights in high school, especially when you're an athlete. There's all that testosterone going around. But he was a regular offender, Herbie. People associate him with having anger issues. That tells you everything.
uh
Tells you everything, man.
that tells you everything, man. But with that, man, we will go ahead and close this week's show. Rod, I damn, bro, like ain't no more football, bro. Like
Listen,
just
ain't no
dawned
more
on me.
football, but
Ain't
hey,
no more
for my
football, man.
Dolphins in the chat though, starting with the next show this Sunday coming up,
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
start tackling some draft shit. We're gonna
Hey
start getting
man,
into the
this is
draft.
this is our favorite part of the year, bro. We are going heavy in the draft, man. I'm super excited. I cannot wait, man. So with that, we will see y'all next week, man. Deuces.
Doses.